Hello?
Hi, everybody.
Yay!
They can see you now, Dana,
Finally.
and hear you. So, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway for the benefit of our viewers. How are you?
Well, why don't you just tell everyone since you already know?
You're so tired. If you were a country, that's what would be on the bottom of your money. I'm so tired.
Oh my gosh. One of my students was wearing a Santa hat today.
Of
And
course.
of course, and so he said, what do you want for Christmas, Miss Cole? And I said, 3 more hours in my day. He said, I don't think even Santa Claus can do that. I'm like, well, you asked. That's what I want. You did. There were no like.
Yeah, you didn't put limits on it, kid.
There were no,
yeah.
Dial it back. What's a reasonable request, or what do you want from Santa Claus, or what are you expecting to get? Oh no, it's what do you want? That's what I want. Just for me. That's it. That's all. Just for me. Not 3 more hours. I don't want the day to have 27 hours instead of 24. No, I want 3 hours just for me.
Just for you.
Every day. Like 3 more hours in addition to the 24 I already have. I don't want to like cut stuff out so that I have 3 hours of free time.
Right.
No, I want 3 more hours of time in every day.
Right. So you don't want like, you don't want the human calendar to be altered
Changed.
so that we just have 3 more hours in every day, which would throw everything off, by the way, because there's a reason why we have 24-hour days.
It's just a matter of calculating. Throw everything off. I don't care. I mean, I really don't care. I don't care enough to actually even want it.
The 24-hour day, more or less, roughly corresponds to the period of the rotation of the Earth. That's why it's 24 hours. They didn't just pick that number at random. So yes, that would throw everything off. If we made the day 27 hours instead of 24, that would fuck up a lot of our...
Well, only if we kept the length of an hour the same. Like we could divide the day into 27 hours just by making hours shorter. And again, that would be completely pointless. So I'm not suggesting we do that.
Okay, but anyway, but you're not suggesting that. You're suggesting that somehow the laws of physics be altered just for you, so that while everyone else is still experiencing a 24-hour day, you would experience a 27-hour day and have 3 more hours in which to do the stuff that, yeah. Okay. I just want to say from the chat, a streaming meanie says, just stopping by to say hi, won't be watching the watch along due to being hit by a car and having to shell out $500 to get new glasses. Kind of had to let my Paramount subscription lapse this month. Well, I hope you're okay. I'm sorry to hear that. But,
I hope
thanks
you
for
were
stopping.
faring better than the glasses.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. And I'm really sorry that happened to you. And I hope you're okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that like, your insurance doesn't cover like the other stuff that gets destroyed in the car accident when it's, especially if it's like not your fault.
Yeah. Sean O'Sullivan says, does no one remember when Lauren removed his sleep in Angel? It ended terribly. By the way, great. Always love an Angel reference. And yes, it did. It ended. It did not go well for Lauren. No.
Well, I mean, I had that happen a few weeks ago. I think it was a Sunday night, and just my brain was like, okay, we're not going to sleep. I was like, but it's bedtime. And like, I lay there and tried to sleep for about 2 hours. And I'm like, screw it. I'll go back to bed when I'm ready to sleep. And I think I started feeling it like halfway through the first class that I was teaching. I was like, okay, there we go. And I didn't crash or anything. I think it wasn't even until like I got all the way through the next day, or got through that day, went to bed at a reasonable time, woke up, went to the, it was partway through the next day, through Tuesday, when I'm like, oh, there it is. Like I could feel it before, but it really hit me on Tuesday. So it was interesting that I had that time. But, pushing through Tuesday was hard, but by Wednesday I was caught up again. And I mean, ultimately that meant like I had an extra 6 hours of time. And if I didn't like know that, it's like that's really detrimental to your health if you do that at all often. That was really nice. That's 6 extra hours just for having a rough Tuesday. That trade-off would be worth it if I didn't know my health was at stake.
Yeah. 255 AD says, I've been looking at Christmas menus out of curiosity. A small chip shop chain in the UK that's offering something they call the hog in a duvet, i.e. a 1-foot pig in a blanket. And then says, would you eat that? I would try it.
God.
I would try it. A foot long pig in a blanket seems a little long for me. But I would try it. And if it's the kind of thing that looks like it might reheat, I might cut it in half and I would try it. Sure.
This is how tired I am. My thought is, what's wrong with the pig? Why does it only have 1 foot? It's like a 1 foot pig. What does this?
What's happened to the pig?
Is this like you're only eating the pig's foot? Like, I mean, this is some kind of weird British tradition. Is this a British thing? And then I'm like, a foot long. Got it. Got it.
Oh, and also it's dipped in batter. Yeah, I would try it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, as Sean points out, foot long hot dogs are a thing. And a foot long hot dog, like, that's not my go-to hot dog. If I feel like having a hot dog, I don't usually go for the foot long. I go for a more standard length of a hot dog. Foot long is a little excessive, because I usually have something else. Like if I get a hot dog, I usually have something else with it, like a side item, like chips or fries or something. And, actually what I really like to do is, and usually the times in the past couple of years that I have eaten hot dogs, it's usually I get a hot dog from Sonic and I'll get like it'll be on my cheat day and I'll get like a hot dog and a burger. So I have both, but then in that case, I wouldn't want a foot long hot dog because you'd fill up on hot dog and you wouldn't have any room for the burger.
So 255 AD, I'm wondering, like, is it like, if it's a pig in a blanket, is it like a foot long, what was it, sausage? Where did it go? Yeah, is it a foot long sausage and then it's like wrapped in a pancake and then dipped in batter? That seems like a little, the proportions seem like it would be off. But if it's the sausage, then dipped in batter and then deep fried, then I think that would be more balanced in palate.
But yeah, I would try it. I mean, I don't think it would ever be something that I would have regularly, but I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, but like for a holiday. But deep fried Mars, how's a deep fried Mars bar an acquired taste? It's like battered chocolate fried and presumably, powdered sugar. Because we've got deep fried Oreos and it's not really an acquired taste. The Oreo just gets like, kind of soft and crumbly, like cake-like on the inside. Plus you still have the cream filling. Yeah, those are really good. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, pretty much any kind of deep fried candy bar is delicious. Again, it's not something that you should have very often, but as if you're at like a county fair or something where they do that and it's like a treat, yeah, absolutely, it's delicious. 255 AD says, shouldn't you get a chili dog from Sonic? Well, I do sometimes. That's an option. But what I like to do is I like to get a burger and fries or tater tots and just a regular hot dog with ketchup and mustard and relish, and I dig it.
As one does.
But I mean, not a thing in the world wrong with a chili dog. Again, unless you eat too many of them, and then it will probably impact your heart at some point. But as an occasional thing, if you are an otherwise healthy person, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, if Shauna Sullivan, if picking about like that's what I'm used to. It's already got like some sort of,
right. It's wrapped in a pastry, and then you dip the whole thing in batter and you fry the whole thing.
It just seems like we're getting too much bread for the amount of sausage that you get. I guess it might depend on the batter, but yeah.
Yeah, depends on the quality of the batter.
I would have to try it out to see.
Oh, 255 AD said, this is interesting. This is a twist, an international twist. In the UK, a pig in a blanket is sausage wrapped in bacon. Now that is
Okay.
a, if I, excuse me for switching animals here, but that is a horse of a different color.
Well, I mean, sausage can be damn near anything. You never quite know what's in there. That's
Well,
kind of the
that's true.
point.
But I mean, and also pretty much anything wrapped in bacon is going to get at least, I will at least try it. Right.
Hooray!
Like I may not ever have it again, but I'll at least try it if it's wrapped in bacon. I'm like, okay, sure. Give me that. You know?
So I will say that apparently Sean O'Sullivan and 255 AD are disagreeing about what a bacon and blanket ought to be, but I'll let y'all fight it out. So we had
yeah, go ahead. How
fire.
about just Joe McClory says, I don't like relish. My take is pickle should not be sweet. I much prefer dill relish. I
Yeah,
will
that's what I
agree
was
with
thinking.
on
You
that.
can get dill relish. It's a
Dill
thing.
relish is, and if I ever, like, if I'm making a hot dog myself and I want relish, I always get dill relish. I don't think I've gotten sweet relish
No, I
ever
don't.
when I was doing the shopping. But anyway, sorry, you were going to say.
Yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've acquired I'm I'm more willing to eat just about anything. So I've learned to enjoy sweet relish as well, but I do prefer dill.
Yeah,
And also,
I
I
won't
think
send it back.
because ketchup,
Like,
but
yeah.
also ketchup is sweet. So like I like the dill relish as a counterpoint
Yeah.
to the ketchup, and then the zing of the mustard. So
Yeah.
although if I'm getting relish, I will usually, rather than getting like the regular yellow, I'll go for the spicy brown, because again, you know, the with the tanginess of the straight yellow mustard, too similar
Yeah.
of a flavor profile to the dill relish. So you kind of get the triad there. You got your sweet with the ketchup, you get your sour with the dill relish, and then you get your spicy horseradishness.
I think I know the answer to this, but onions on a hot dog?
Onions, no, generally no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, for me, yes, I love onions on a hot dog, but I didn't think you would, because I know you're not a big
Not so
onion
much,
fan
not a big
in
fan of
general.
onions, or like non-spicy peppers, like green, red, yellow, orange. Nah. Once we start getting into like pepperoncinis or jalapenos or something along those lines, then I'm okay. Like once there's, because the other thing is they're also usually pickled, so that sort of takes, it doesn't, I don't know whether it affects the spice or not, but it definitely takes away the bitterness that I find in those. The way that I like peppers and onions is in ceviche. Like we were out at a restaurant one time, and I'm like, I want that. And my family was like,
you know what that is, right? You know, it's got that thing you
are
hate
you
in it,
and
right?
What have you done with Dana?
255 AD said, go ahead.
Sean O'Sullivan says onions are a natural source of umami. I would say that onions put the ooh in umami.
255 AD says the chili dog thing was a Sonic the Hedgehog reference. Well, congratulations. It went right over my head, because I don't know shit about Sonic the Hedgehog.
It went right over your head, Jog?
Look at you.
That was terrible.
David Corridon said, am I the only one who likes plain hot dogs? No, I've been known to eat a plain hot dog a time or two. It's not how I usually do it. But again, it's like the kind of thing, if I'm cooking it myself and I'm doing it like on a grill or in a frying pan, and I get like a really nice crisp on it, a really nice light char, I might say, you know what? I don't know if this really needs anything. I might, yeah, I've been not often. Usually I put ketchup and mustard at least on a hot dog. And sometimes onions or relish or something else, but yes, I have eaten plain hot dogs from time to time.
Of course, there are other flavors, Sean. I mean, we have sugar, and then we have corn syrup, and then we have maple syrup, and then we have honey. And then let's not forget about all the different varieties of artificial sweetener.
I was going to say, we have real maple syrup and fake maple syrup, which doesn't taste quite as good, but is a hell of a lot cheaper. Yes.
And yes, as a Pennsylvanian, I am pro sauerkraut.
Oh yeah. Oh, sauerkraut on a hot dog is great. Sauerkraut in general is great. Sauerkraut is a good thing. I'm a big fan of sauerkraut.
Yeah, that's our New Year's meal is mashed potatoes, pork, and sauerkraut.
Oh yeah, baby. one of the easiest like meals to cook as well, if you have a slow cooker, just go to the grocery store, get yourself a pork loin and sauerkraut. Just put it in the slow cooker and forget about it, and come back to it like that night, and take like a fork and shred up the pork loin because it'll be nice and cooked. Mix it all
Mm-hmm.
together. Your pork and sauerkraut, zero effort. You have to wait for it, but zero effort, and it's fucking delicious.
I don't think
Um,
I don't think waiting counts as zero effort in my case, Steve. I'm just not very good at that.
no, but the secret is you set it up in the morning and you
You can
turn it
go
on.
away.
Yeah, you set it up in the morning, put it on low heat, and just leave it there. And then when you come home after work, it's it's ready.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I'm developing some plans that I'm really excited about for I came up with some ideas, and then I got some ideas based on those ideas for my monstrous let, which is going to be my ask is going to be related to that this week. I haven't set it in yet, but I've drafted it. You know what it's going to be about because we've talked about it.
Yes, we've talked about it. Yeah.
But having students in either as individuals or in pairs or trios create questions for a personality quiz for which type of monster are you. And so I'll give them like the final result, and I've got a draft of the quiz pulled up already. So once they know the monster and sort of what we're looking at, then they can take any question. I'll have them do just like some generic personality quizzes and say, I don't know, what's your sleep style or whatever, I don't know, and then what do you eat for breakfast,
Yeah.
would you rather, so those sorts of things, and then have them come up with their own question, and then they have to come up with 5 options and thinking about what the category of monster is, which option
Right.
fits with
And
what
so
category.
that's like how it branches off, and you end up getting to one particular monster at the end based on your answers. Yeah.
And then I can take the questions that they create, and so if they're working by themselves, they only have to come up with 1. If they're working with a partner, that group has to come up with 2 questions, and then groups of 3, and then groups of 4 would split into 2 groups of 2. So it gives them some options of some students will want to work with their friends, and some students will be like, no, just leave me alone. So that gives us split small groups, and then I can type them up, and then everybody can take the quiz and find out how it goes. So sometimes I have ideas, and then I think they're going to be great, and then they suck. Or it just doesn't play out, or I don't know if I just get them on a bad day or what. So I really
That's
hope
how it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was doing that, and then of course I have the work that students are doing this week to prepare for the final exams. I have 2 different courses, so 2 different sets of things that we're doing, getting them on track for that, and evaluating their responses, giving them feedback, giving them pointers on how this prepared, without telling them what is on the final, which of course they want to know. And then, but also, have you graded my late work yet? And then also I have to have I've created the final because I haven't taught 9th grade in I don't know how long, and then translating it into Spanish for my Spanish speakers so that they can demonstrate their understanding of characterization without getting bogged down in the language barrier. Because it's not yes, it is a language class, but it's not about translating Spanish to English anyway. But it's about characterization and cause and effect in the plot and
Yeah. I have a suggestion for you that I think is a very helpful suggestion that you should implement.
Do you?
Yes. I don't think it's not gonna cut down on your workload, but I think it will cut down on students asking you annoying questions. Okay, so you have a policy.
You really think this is gonna be helpful?
Yes, you have a policy.
You're lying.
A new name says great video today. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was pleased with how that one turned out. You have a policy with your students that you do not take points off for late work. They can turn late work in at any time. I mean, within reason. If it's like at the very end of the term, you say, well, I'll take it, but I might not have it graded in time. But you don't take points off for late work. And I say you should keep that policy because that's a good policy. But here's how you tweak it. You say, I don't take off points for late work, but I take off 10 points for every time you ask me if I've graded your late work. What do you think?
First of all, that's one more thing for me to keep track of.
No, you just tell them, or put it on the class website, or add it to the syllabus, or however you communicate to them that you don't take off points for late work, you just add this to it. And you won't need to keep track of it because they won't ask. Because you'll have said, hey.
But then,
Well,
if when the grade goes in, they'll have forgotten about it.
Then make it bigger than 10. Make it like I'll take off 50% if you ask me if I've graded your late work.
Well, I didn't ask you if you'd graded my late work. I asked you when it was going to be graded.
Yeah, well, say it's close enough. Close enough. They can't weasel out of it with, like, well, technically I didn't. Nope, that counts. Sorry. You bothered me about if I've graded your late work. Yeah, so we'll start watching the episode here soon. Joe McClory says, yeah, the video was really heartfelt for a series that is mostly silly. The one big sort of, not a regret, because I am happy with how the video turned out, and I talked with you about this, Dana, when I was writing it. I do kind of wish it was funnier. Like, I'm happy with how it turned out, and there are some funny bits in it that I'm pleased with. Like, it's not totally straight, like it is a funny video, but I wish it was funnier. Like, I'm happy with it, but I wish it was funnier. It's just one of those things where sometimes it happens when the thing just kind of, you reach a point when you're writing it where you just kind of have to let it be what it is. Like you're writing it, and it's your work, you're making it up, but it's coming out a certain way. And the way it's coming out isn't bad, but it's not how you wanted it. Yeah. And at a certain point, and you can nudge it and sort of knock it over and try to get it back where you wanted it. But at a certain point, you just have to let it be what it is.
Let it be what it is. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, but if I had my
druthers,
if I had my druthers, if I could wave my magic wand and make it exactly like I wanted it to be in my head, I would make it funnier.
Well, I mean, it seems like it's pretty well liked for being what it is.
I'm glad people liked it. And it's one of my favorites of those that I've done so far too. And I know what the next one is going to be already. And I am already approaching it with a mindset to really lean into the comedy and try to focus on making this one. I still like, they all have like some kind of commentary or some kind of deeper message to them. And I want this one to have that too. And I think I know what it's going to be, but I think I can put that across in a way that is hopefully a lot funnier, because I don't want it to drift into being like serious, because it can't possibly. It's a Star Trek parody series. Like they're Star Trek parody videos. They can't get serious. They have to be funny. For the sake of the integrity of the project.
Parody is often making a point.
Oh, well, I was, yeah, I mean, and I said, I want them. I want them to be satirical. You know what I mean? Like I want them to have an argument or a point of view or something that they're sort of trying to poke at or shed light on or whatever. But they need to be funny, so as happy as I am with how this one turned out, I am going to make more of an effort to make sure the next one is funnier. So shall we, yeah, go ahead.
5580, I think I could get away with it, but I mean, because I'm still accepting late work after the deadline, I think that I would get people quibbling about, well, why does it would make people question the be pickier about how I graded things. Usually I don't give a lot of feedback anymore because they don't pay attention to it. So it's like it's wasted effort, unfortunately. And I just have a note, I give general feedback and then I say, if you want to discuss this more, let's plan to sit down and talk about it because they may have questions and then we can get into it deeper. And so it works for the, but I feel like I would get more grade grubbing. Like, well, why isn't, they wouldn't ask about, my policy of having asked about their late work. It's like, well, why is that, why did I lose so many points for this? Why isn't this a thus and such? And they would find ways to question the grade in other ways. Because I mean, it's, it is subjective, as I talked about before. So yeah. Hi everyone, fire. So are we gonna describe
yeah, I'll mention, I'll get to David and 25580 and then we'll do the thing. David Corden says, I don't know, Galaxy Quest got plenty serious. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with comedy getting serious in parts, but I mean Galaxy Quest is also fucking hysterical.
Yes.
Like, yes, there are serious parts, but it's really, really, really funny. And same thing with Blackadder. 255 AD says that like the ending of Blackadder, like the season of the World War I season of Blackadder that has a really, really serious, completely straight ending. Yeah, but up until that point, it's really funny. So,
or MASH.
I'm not against, MASH. I've never been as big a fan of MASH as a lot of people, but yeah, same idea. And there, well, one of maybe my favorite show ever, All in the Family. Fucking hilarious show. Got super serious at times. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with comedy, playing it straight, getting serious when it's appropriate, but
Dante would approve. That's what life is, a series of down endings.
A series of down endings.
All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, would you like to tell everybody how this works and we can watch the episode? We're watching, by the way, in case you don't know, you should know by now, but in case you don't know, we're watching Deep Space Nine, Season 5, Episode 21, Soldiers of the Empire. Woohoo! Oh, go for it, Dana.
So, okay, so you're going to queue the episode up to 0000. So, and then, I think, it's with Poirot, we've noticed that some of them play faster than others. If you get desynchronized, don't worry, it doesn't affect your health, but you can catch up. You got to restart your computer or something. You can figure out where the heck we're at by looking, I think, up here. Am I pointing the right direction, Steve?
Yeah, the numbers will be generally where you're pointing. Yeah, over there. Yeah.
Caitlin, I'm glad you're doing a little bit better. So yeah, make sure you're queued up to fully at 0 and then hover your finger over the little play button right here. And then Steve is going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And when Steve says play, then we all press play together. And then we all watch the show together.
That's how it'll work.
I think that's it. That's pretty straightforward, ain't it?
I think you've got it down to a fine art at this point.
Great, because I got to friggin' reload this heckin' thing.
Okay.
Here all the way back to 0. All right. Well, I've got mine at 0000. Are you?
All right, everybody. Here we go. Oh, sorry, Air One Fire. Air One Fire says I won't be watching because I have to go toss coal. Well, that sounds like just a
Are you tossing it at anyone?
Are you throwing it like at children? Like naughty children who aren't getting any Christmas presents this year? Anyway, okay. I'll count down from 3, 2, 1. Everybody hit play when I say play. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I'm not acting, Doctor.
Well, Farnsworth, I think that only really matters for me. Y'all have seen this before, so you can just be like, zoop, and skip the parts. Air on fire, does it make the choo-choo go? You know, you think they would have improved that in the future.
I don't care about that stuff. I like it. Sweet Tea Gamer, just let me know what your other account is, and I can unmute you or unhide you, whatever.
I mean, maybe if it's like in all live streams everywhere, that sounds like just a YouTube problem. I don't know about these things.
AKA KJB. Thank you very much.
My brain just went to Taylor Molly. Since like a long time ago. You know, how do old women weep? Because, like, I'm thinking like Golden Girls, and it just doesn't happen much.
Sweet Tea Gamer, you should be unmuted now. I went to your account there, and yeah, there you go. You should be good. Look at that. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why you would have gotten hidden like that, but
25580, mine is just Red Baron.
Caitlin says, how common are old women in Klingon society, given they like to die honorably at their peak of midlife? I mean, you wouldn't think there'd be too many old women or old men.
Sweet Tea Gamer, don't ask him about it or you're going to get your grade docked. I mean, the appropriate clone of Jonathan and H.B. Haga, of course, the appropriate response from the doctor would have been, "You don't want an artificial eye? What are you afraid of?" I hear a but. There was something. I can see it in your eyes. Well, that was nice of him.
Glad you could make it, Will. You're welcome. Have fun out there.
Flock, flock, flock. I wish they'd chosen something that didn't sound so much like blah.
Snake bit cat, that is, even for you, that's a really good line. And the very next day, Martok took it away.
Oh my God, I'm so tired. Small arms. Kerplop, kerplop, kerfizz, kerfizz.
Welcome to the gun show. David, I like to think when Worf got there, the other crew members who had been there a while just put all of their unwanted duties on Worf because they had to make up a job for him. Oh, strategic operations officer. Yeah, that's the ticket. And they just gave him whatever they didn't want to do.
Maybe.
Sexy. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that they obey.
See ya.
I just did.
What they don't tell you is that the reason they need a science officer is because the last science officer was just straight up murdered by one of the other Klingons.
Oh, I thought the reason they needed a science officer was because they found out they got a bunch of maggots on board and they're like, oh boy, we need some people with science here. Help.
No, it's just that
Will agrees with you, by the way.
Whenever another Klingon says, "What's your job on the ship?" and they say, "I'm the science officer," they just immediately kill them. And by many people. Will, yeah, I agree with you. I am Worf, son of Moog, boss of you. Where are your sleeves, soldier?
We are Klingons. We don't wear sleeves.
Worf doesn't like that attitude. He's going to smack him or something.
Nice one, Skeptic Cat.
That's a good one. What am I supposed to do? I accept your Sega Game Gear into my hands.
And Joe, the Warriors are like, will you shut up?
Will, I just think he needed a change of scenery.
I mean, honestly, a Klingon saying to other Klingons, I wish to avoid a fight. No, you don't. You're asking for one right now.
Right. They should
Just
have
like
killed
you
him
could
right
have
now.
said, I wish to succeed in our mission as quickly as possible. Like phrase it that way, and you're good. Oh boy, singing.
And they say Strange New Worlds had the first musical episode of Star Trek.
I feel like we're supposed to notice something. I did not.
The crew is not very enthusiastic. That's what you're supposed to notice.
They're singing. Like,
Not
that's
all
more
of them were.
enthusiasm.
Not all of them were.
Any of them were singing. That's more enthusiasm than I would have expected from Klingons.
And that's when Dax decided she was going to stay. Farnsworth, I like that episode too, the musical episode of Strange New Worlds. It was...
I prefer my rat to be fresh.
They're all mine, son.
Eh. Apparently, insufficiently aggressive is popular. Eventually.
I'm going to stay here and play Tetris.
Woo-hoo! Keeping your ship intact. Getting away. Leave that. Oh my God. These are. They really suck at the talkie-talkie.
He's the jokester of the crew.
Blah, 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 blah.
But I'm about to.
He usually doesn't.
He's the
Really? Because I
Louis of the
thought the ship
group.
was okay. I don't believe it too. Who knows? Oh, that's nice.
What a great bunch of guys.
Doop, doop, doop. Let's whisper just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
Enemy is matching speed. Enemy is matching speed. We heard it the first time. Oh my god, I'm doing it. I'm repeating the computer.
I'm repeating the computer.
Don't you remember, you little shit? Pay attention. Zaylee Jane, is that a thing? Is that a reference? Because my brain went, wait, no. It's a red moon, isn't it? Dun, dun. Like, I'm not entirely sure that's what we're going for, but yes. I never liked her anyway. And that does give me the right. Mutiny, you dumbass. Why? We just got away from the Gemini. Everything's great.
Everything's fine. You're making such a big deal out of this.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
Hey!
I know you like it. Yep.
Remember, I'm the one with the furry sleeves around here.
Um,
I love you, man. Worf, I've got my eye on you. Worf.
Yeah, 255. It's 2 2 3 2 2
Yes.
4. Did you recognize that code, Steve?
No, what was it?
That was the pattern for the chompers.
Oh, the chompers in Galaxy Quest, yeah. We shouldn't have to do this. There's no reason for this to be here. This episode was
Whoever
badly
wrote
written.
this episode should die.
He left his balls behind too, Worf. That's what I'm saying.
Says you.
Now get in there and kill Martok right now. I didn't say it looked bad. Do you think it looks bad?
She said if. You're so touchy. Wait. What? That's got to be a trap. I mean, come on. And it's a very obvious trap at that. Klingon distress call, my
Yeah,
ass.
sure. Yeah.
No, Kara, no. It's, well, screw that.
Right, yeah.
I have that one because it's so good. It's so good. It's the best bad dub in the world. Mm. Yeah, but and not in the good way.
If I'd known there might have been fighting on this Klingon ship, I never would have come aboard.
I thought we were going to have, a nice, peaceful pleasure cruise. Ta-da!
I mean, aren't Klingons like the serene, logical ones? I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
Air you deef?
The batteries are dying too fast in my Game Gear.
Kara, I don't know. I kind of like it just with the bad dub. It's just beautiful. Something along those lines, Caitlin.
Oh, you think so, do you? I just thought of the funniest joke.
Did you tell?
No, the guy laughing.
Oh.
We can. Oh, yeah. 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 Well, just, stay on his blind side.
Just kind of push.
Take your shots as you get them. Okay. Oh, this is my only fur shirt, dude. Oh, that one got me. Come on, buddy. Let's get you a new liver. We're all gonna
More
die.
More singing.
If you all could find a melody at some point, that would be great. I just really like that song, is all. And the Jem'Hadar destroyed the ship immediately, and everybody died. Thanks for joining us this week, folks.
Woo! Yeah, Snake Bit Cat for 255 AD, chronic fatigue is not a self-diagnosis. It's simply an observation. Kara, because of course there is. Major, expect to have some fish in your face because you didn't have to look quite so surprised.
Really?
What was that? I wasn't done talking to you.
Because you're a pussy. You're a big pussy.
Oh.
The end.
Dun, dun, dun.
So what'd you think of that one?
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like I said a couple of times, I mean, they're not, the Klingon are not supposed to be good with words. You know, diplomacy is not what
Oh
they're known
yeah.
for.
That's not their thing. Yeah.
But given how eager, I guess it kind of feeds into it, but they don't really play that up. Like, they seem to blunder into fights based on what people say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't really see it as like, it seems like it would be at least as, if not more common, to be angling for fights based on what someone says and how you choose to take that, and
Right.
then choosing to escalate that. And they don't really go for that. For whatever
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I
Um,
like uh who said it? I just saw it in the chat. Oh, Azalea said the pacing was a bit off. The payoff was nice, but it felt like a long time coming. I like that the payoff is the fight between Worf and Martok instead of like we don't see the big battle that they
nope.
have after that. We skip right
It
to
happens
them
off
coming
stage.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because it's not important after that point.
That's not the
Like
point. That's not the
yeah,
point. And they
it
know,
doesn't
they
matter.
know that. That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like that, and I like that it was the payoff was Martok sort of getting his groove back and Worf knowing how to do that.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and so I mean, it's not. I think it's a good episode. I like a lot of things about it, but it's not one of my personal favorites. I tend to like the more. I tend. I think Klingons are best when they're played for a laugh, and when their uh, peculiar tendencies are kind of turned up to 11 and presented as kind of ridiculous. Because it's like, because if you think
Because they
about the
are.
idea, because they are like, it's like, oh, they're a culture of warriors who are obsessed with combat and honor, and it's like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. But also they're like incredibly powerful. They're a formidable power in the galaxy, and they have somehow managed to develop all the same technology that all the other, you know. But so
Maybe they've just been around a lot longer. It took them a
yeah,
while, but they were, they came out of their little, cellular division.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It
But
started earlier.
to me, Klingons are more. I prefer when they lean into the silliness a little bit more. But for a relatively straight Klingon episode, this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, and somebody said, so it's not blah, 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 a where was it? Something about Act One. Totally, Caitlin, totally unrelated first act. Did we even have a B plot?
No, that's another thing I like about it is that once they
Yeah,
get on the Klingon ship, they're just there.
that's
You
it.
know,
That's it. This
yeah,
is the
they just
story.
they exactly. Um, I really like that about it.
Caitlin, maybe sort of. I was just like, because I saw that and I was like, huh, wonder who picks that up. And it was Steve. Thank you, Steve. Azalea,
Azalea Jane, yes, it was. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck if you're a channel member or not. You come in here posting that shit, you're fucking gone.
why would, what the hell? Why would, I mean, it's not a regular. I didn't
I
even
don't
think
know.
about the fact that there was a little star there. I was like, of course, it's not one of our regulars. Nobody would be that much of a loser, to put it in Klingon terms.
Yeah. The B plot was, you know, it was stuff that happened at the beginning and at the end, but we didn't follow that,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
sort of the tangentially related, the you know, fallout from Worf going on this other adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was pretty straightforward. One of my favorite upper middle grade, let's say, series is the Bloody Jack books, and
Yeah.
I think it's the third book, In the Belly of the Bloodhound, where they get to serve. Now, the captain they serve under is he's just awful. He's not, incompetent or borderline incompetent. He's just bad. So they make some references to, mutiny on the Bounty. And
Mhm.
yeah, he comes in and his Sunday sermon is death, you know, death for disobedience, death for looking the wrong way, death for anything I damn well say. You will obey me or death. And he's really free with having people whipped and such, and it sucks. And so, and the crew is all resentful and grumbly, and they have cannonballs that they drop like on the floor above his stateroom and let them roll around, which is, hey, if you don't quit sucking, we're
Yeah.
gonna make some changes. So yeah,
Yeah.
the simmering resentment among the crew, I think, was written very well. The
Yeah.
way they
And
they didn't
yeah.
come out and say stuff, but just like sort of hinted at things. I liked that.
And
Um,
the resignation, like the how demoralized they were. Um,
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that the kind of thing you're describing from the Bloody Jack book, like that's the sort of thing that, like, if I were writing a Klingon episode, that's the kind of, it would be like the craziest pirate ship you've ever heard of. Like it would be turned up to such a preposterous degree. Like there's
hijinks
no
ahoy!
way. Yeah, like they would be murdering each other all the time. Like there would be no way that this could
Unless
really exist.
unless they were murdering somebody else.
Unless, yes,
Like that's
they're either they're either murdering other people or they turn on each other and they start murdering each other. Like that's, I would crank it up that high because I think that's
so.
hilarious.
I
Yeah.
mean, but it kind of makes sense, because that's why they are so warlike, is because their leaders are like, yes, let's go fight these guys so that you're not causing shit for each other and for me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, so are you feel up to playing some Wordmaster?
Let's go briefly. Yes, I think
Yes.
I'm just.
You've got that much gas left in the tank. You can go for
Yep.
it. All right. So this is Wordmaster, everybody. This is where we play this. I can't believe it's not Wordle.
TikTok Shives.
And 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 the way this works is Dana is not actually seeing the Wordmaster board, but she does take the lead and decide which guesses that we make. And if you are watching and you would like to play along, please do so in the
Go
chat
for it.
by throwing in your guesses, and we will play as a group, as a team, and hopefully we will solve this Wordmaster puzzle. Yes, we will achieve victory, Empire Jeff. We will achieve victory.
I mean, don't jinx us. Jeez. Kara,
It's called
I
having confidence,
the,
Dana.
the Dark is Rising. I should know. Is that Susan? That's a Susan Cooper series, right? Anyway, I'm not familiar with the Box of Delights, but I think Dark is Rising is Susan Cooper, and those were good. Bye, Azalea Jane. Good
Bye,
to see you
Azalea.
again,
Glad
as
you could be
always.
here.
All right, so
Okay.
let's go for Heart as usual to start off with. Let's see how it goes.
Heart. Well, we only get one letter, but it's in the right place. We know that the third letter is A.
All right, well, let's dump the
H, no
lions in
E,
there.
no R, no T. Okay, lions.
See what we can do.
All right, so lions gives us the L, but not in the right place. And it gives us an S that is in the right place. So we know now that the third letter is A and the last letter is S, and there is an L in there somewhere, but it's not the first letter.
L makes a good second letter, though.
True.
So something L, A, something S. Glass could work.
Perhaps. Glass could work because there can be two S's.
Because ALS, I can't come up with anything real easy. Slaps?
Right. Claws, claps.
So the C works really well. Hang on. So we have P, C, and W, which we haven't tried yet, and maybe in there.
Yes.
And slams too. Man.
Flaps. There are some possibilities. Yeah.
Ooh. So let's, okay. And flags. Man.
Flags.
Suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can try one of these and just to confirm that the L is the second letter. Because if the L isn't actually the second letter, then that crosses off all of those guesses.
It really does. Okay, so hang on. I think I would go with clamp because that gets us the C, the M, and the P.
Okay.
That gets us 3 of those, and it tries out the L.
Okay, let's try clamp. C-L-A-M-P, just to see what we've got here. Oh, shit. Well, all right then.
Is it clams?
No, but it is, I think it's, let me see. It's C-L-A something S. But it can't be with a P. It can't be claps because there's no P, because there's a P in clamp.
There's no M.
And there's no M. So it's C-L-A. The C and the L and the A are all in the right place. And the last letter is S. So it's C-L-A something S.
Claws.
Claws. I think claws is probably the most likely.
Or clans will not work because, as Caitlin points out, no lions. Or class. Yeah. Claws.
That's
class.
right.
Let's see if we can come up with anything else. Clags. I don't think. Yeah, Kara, we're thinking claws or claps, but I want to or class. I want to see if there's anything that we're forgetting about.
Clays.
It can't be clans. Clays might work, but it's kind of weak.
Yeah, I mean, if I
had in this one, it can be plural. The Times Wordle does not, but our understanding is this one it does.
I would go for claws, but that's.
Let's go for claws because that was our first yes.
Okay, let's see if it's claws. It is claws.
Yay, us! We're so awesome.
Which is appropriate because this is, our last show before Christmas, and Santa Claus.
Rawr.
Sandy Claus.
Sandy Claus. All right. So thanks everybody so much for joining us. I don't know about Steve. I'll miss you. We'll get to see everybody on Friday because don't forget, Friday is Ask Away. So if you are a channel member other than what's his name who just got booted off because
he's not getting any questions in anymore.
You can check your email. You should have an email from Steve if you're a channel member, or if you're a patron, You should have gotten an email from Steve with a link to the Google form where you can turn in
Indeed.
your ask, and Steve will read it live and answer it during the first section of Ask Away. And if you're not, sometimes life's like that. If you're not, but you'd like to be, there's a little button down here, some kind of doohickey, a click or push or whatever, and you can become a channel member, or you can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives, and you can become a patron. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Really doesn't make a difference.
Do both.
To me, yeah.
Doesn't really make a difference. So support Steve and his channel. And then you can also tell him what to say. I mean,
well, the idea is to ask a question, but yeah.
Oh, that too. Anyhow,
yeah.
And if not, but be sure to just come around and hang out with us in the chat thingy, but Bob, somewhere down there, over there, wherever.
Yeah.
And chit chat, and, ignore Steve until he gets to your question. And then pay attention.
Oh, did you say my name? Hang on, let me pay attention.
Exactly. Is it me? Is it me? So anyway,
it's me.
Then next week, nada.
Right, we're taking the next 2 weeks off. Exactly.
So is next week Christmas? What's today?
Today's the 18th. So next week is Christmas, and the week after that is New Year's Day. So
yes,
we will see you back
are
for
always exactly a week off. So it'll be a while.
We'll see you back for another one of these on Wednesday, January 8th.
So, and then also let's not forget that you're doing this week's Ask Away. And then of course Friday, there's not one next week.
Right.
The following week, are you doing one like after New Year's or no?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, of course.
Okay. So then you'll be
Friday
able to let
after
people
New Year's
know
ain't no holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll make sure everybody knows that we're back on the 8th. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we get a little bit of a break. I guess just wander over onto Steve's other videos and leave some comments there or something. But yeah. We'll take a breather, and we'll be back on January. What was the day?
January 8th.
I don't know. Yeah, the second
week from New Year's.
January. Week from New Year's,
and
we'll be watching.
Ooh.
Excuse me. We'll be watching Poirot. What are we watching, Steve?
The next Poirot we're watching is The Adventure of the Egyptian Tomb.
Ooh. Yeah, she liked Egypt, especially after, she actually found a husband who didn't suck. So then, and happy early birthday, Caitlin. You'll have to let us know during the next stream how it goes. And
also please make note of the links that Geek was posting in the chat, and also charity links.
Don't forget about
where all of those links are collected. Yes.
Along with some other friends and associates who could use some financial help, and helping people is good any time of year, but especially during this season of giving, as folks like to say. And then also there are also some, I think some nonprofit organizations down in the description. There are so many ways to help people out and make the world a better place. Find one that works for you, because it's so worth it. It is absolutely incredibly exhausting. There's always more to do. So balance helping people out with resting, which is why part of why we're going to be here for the next
recharge your
Weeks.
batteries. Yeah, recharge your batteries when you get the chance.
Yep, indeed, Philip. Max Malwin, I think Sir, wasn't he? He was a Sir Max. So yeah, I think that's.
I believe that's it. Captain says, "Fun time, guys. My first time on a live. Well, glad you could make it. I hope you enjoyed whatever you saw. Yeah." Yeah, please come back when we do this on the 8th. When we do this, but I mean, I'm doing my solo one on Friday. So if you're available for that, that'd be cool. But yeah, we're doing another one of these. We're taking our 2-week break, and we'll be back on the 8th. So.
Well, I will be around I plan.
You'll be in the chat.
To be around on Friday.
Yes.
And
hopefully
I will be celebrating the end of I've told my students, I'm like, they're like, well, how much grading are you going to do? I'm like, I am going to continue to be grading until 4 p.m. on Friday. That's it, y'all.
That's it. Then I'm going home. Then it's done.
So yes, I encourage you all to take a break as well. It's good.
Yes, indeed.
Good. Rest is resistance.
There you go. All right.
Good night.
We'll see you next year, everybody. Happy holidays.
Bye for now.
Bye.